you know the person?
Yes, sir. Bangladesh.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Bangladesh
If
Sheikh
you
Mujibur Rahman.
if you are a citizen of Bangladesh, you must know the person because he is the father of the nation. He is the builder of the
Nation.
nation. He is the founder of the nation. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and he is the what is he called according to BBC survey? হাজার বছরের শ্রেষ্ঠ বাঙালি
Yes,
হাজার
sir. Hajar.
বছরে in thousands years he is the best Bengali according to BBC survey. Okay, he has freed our country from the classes oppression of the West Partisan rulers. And in the previous chapter, we have read something about him for the contribution he made during our language for our language movement. During the language movement, today we read something else, and that is also very important. From one of the devices, sound is coming. Who is it? From one
Sir, mute
device,
your
sound. Yeah, sound is coming. Device problem. Please mute yourself. Don't disturb the class. Okay. Again, the sound is coming.
So it's Marjuk's device.
No, Marjuk is muted.
So when he unmutes that,
আমার কাছ থেকে আসছে
There is a video.
অনুরোধ রইল প্রত্যেক ঘরে ঘরে দুর্গ করে তোলো তোমাদের যা কিছু আছে তাই নিয়ে শত্রুর মোকাবেলা করতে হবে রক্ত যখন দিয়েছি রক্ত আরো দেব এই দেশের মানুষকে মুক্ত করে ছাড়বো ইনশাআল্লাহ এবারে সংগ্রাম আমাদের মুক্তির সংগ্রাম এবারে সংগ্রাম স্বাধীনতার সংগ্রাম
We are learners. Actually, we are going to read about the same speech today. Our topic. Can you remember when Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman delivered this great historic speech?
so on 7 March 1970.
আর যদি
On 7 March 1971. Okay, actually today we are going to read about this great historic legendary speech. Have you ever heard the 7 March speech of Bangabandhu? Of course, you have just heard a little
Yes,
bit of it. It's very big, nearly 24 minutes, might be 24 minutes. That was the Declaration of Independence, actually, and it is our today's lesson. Actually, it is our today's lesson. Now we are going to read about his great historic speech on 7 March 1971. The historic speech, 7 March. Unit 5, lesson 2. Learning outcomes. After this, the students will be able to read and understand text, say the meaning of some textual words, ask and answer questions, complete the gaps given in the text. First of all, we will write down some keywords that will help us understand the text. Extempore, the most important word in the text. Please write down, everybody. Extempore. Extempore, without prior preparation or impromptu. Purbo prostuti chara. Actually, 7 March, I am really amazed whenever I hear this speech. A man, what a great political leader. Actually, he's a poet. When he was delivering this speech, there was no written script before him. We'll read this now. And so fluent he was, so vocal he was, outstanding, out of imagination. You will not get a single leader, I think, around the world like him, the way he has delivered his speech at the time. It's really amazing, excellent, outstanding.
Sir, true leader.
Okay, are you done? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
he's a true leader. True leader. Actually, he's a leader, political leader, truly political leader. We need such a leader at this time as well. Okay, extempore, without prior preparation or impromptu. That means if you want to write down the meaning in Bengali, that is purbo prostuti chada. Purbo prostuti chada. Okay, we are going to next keywords. Legendary, very famous and admired or spoken about. Legendary, a person who is very famous, who is admired, appreciated, or extolled, or spoken about. That means we always say about Bangabandhu, so he is a legendary. Please, everybody, write down the words. These words, the meanings will help you to understand the text.
So done.
Okay, I'm going to next word now. Struggle, an open clash between two opposition groups. An open clash. The sound will be clash. That means সংঘর্ষ, conflict between two opposition groups. Write down the meaning instead of the topic. Okay, I'm going to next word. Heritage, practices that are handed down from the past by tradition. ঐতিহ্য, যেটা আমরা পূর্ববর্তী প্রজন্ম থেকে পাই এবং উইল হ্যান্ড ওভার টু আওয়ার নেক্সট জেনারেশন. We have got our previous generation, we are using this, and we will hand over this to our next generation. That is called heritage. And 7 March speech have become a heritage by UNESCO. Everybody please the meanings. If you are done,
So done.
I'm going to next word. Is Nadimul isn't present today? First boy. Okay,
Sir,
right.
he messaged me that his network is very poor.
Oh no, Nadimul is present. He has joined the class. Okay, please write down these meanings as well. Nadimul, no need to talk. Your phone is creating sounds. I have seen you. Okay, dear learners, write down these meanings as well. Iconic, adjective, most famous or distinctive. Colon, that means to summon, ahban kora, কাউকে নির্দেশ করা, order করা. Fellow means সঙ্গী. Parts of speech, noun, associate or comrade. Script, noun, a written document. Documentary, adjective, related to or based on document, যেটা প্রতিবেদনের উপরে কোন দলিলের উপর ভিত্তি করে তৈরি, দালিলিক প্রমাণ। বাংলা যদি আমরা বলি কি বলবো? দালিলিক প্রমাণ। Recognize, স্বীকৃতি দেওয়া। Verb, to acknowledge, কাউকে বা কোনো কিছুকে স্বীকৃতি দেওয়া। No way to enrich your vocabulary.
So done.
Everybody, are you done with the word meanings?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are going to next stage. Let's read the text now. Now we'll read the text. Very important text, not so big, but very informative and very interesting. তোমাদের যা কিছু আছে তাই নিয়ে শত্রু মোকাবেলা করতে হবে। বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান Racecourse Maidan, 7 March 1971. Actually, that Bengal history speech is translated in English. Now we'll read that translation. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman delivered his. Oh, let me enable the waiting. Some students are coming and going due to net problem. Okay. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman delivered his most iconic speech at the Racecourse Maidan, now known as Shaharuddin Uddan, on 7 March 1971. The meaning is very clear. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, founder and father of the nation, delivered his most iconic speech. Iconic, you have written the word. What does the word iconic mean?
The
Most
most
famous,
famous
renowned,
esteemed.
yes, esteemed. His most famous speech he has delivered at the racecourse Maidan, which is now known as Shaharuddin.
Sohrawardi.
The speech that inspired encouraged people to fight for their independence. That historic speech that on 7 March every year, all the schools and colleges across the country celebrate that day. We also celebrated that day in last March, and we in the meeting we, uh, we heard his lectures. Okay, then Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman delivered his most famous speech at the Racecourse Maidan on 7 March 1971. He called on his fellow countrymen. He summoned them. He requested or he asked them. Actually, he asked them. তিনি তাদেরকে উত্তপ্ত আহ্বান জানালেন, অনুপ্রাণিত করলেন। তিনি তাদের আহ্বান জানালেন. He called on his fellow men. He summoned his fellow men. Get ready for the liberation. Get ready for the fight. To get ready for independence. It is the high time to fight for independence. Then he called them to get ready. He summoned them. Please get ready for the war. We have to fight for our independence soon. So he told them, he asked them to get ready for the independence, for the liberation war. On that very day, on that day, a million people, can you imagine in 1971, a million people gathered
Say
there
10 lakh.
to listen to their great leader. They are waiting eagerly. They are waiting with much eagerness to listen what their great leader will tell them, what direction will come from him. They are waiting eagerly for him. And a million people gathered there, were present there to listen to their what their great leader will say, to listen to that. It was this speech that encouraged freedom-seeking Bengalis. Freedom-seeking Bengalis, that means the Bengalis who always longed for freedom, who always craved for freedom, that we don't want to stay any longer under the domination of West Pakistan. We want to be free. We want to have a free land that will be completely free from West Pakistan. So this speech encouraged them greatly, these freedom-seeking Bengalis, the freedom-loving Bengalis, to prepare for the liberation war. And by here, actually, that is the declaration of India. I think this is my opinion. Actually, that was a declaration of independence, the historic march on 7 March. That means from that day, people mentally prepared that we have to launch a war very soon. We have to be engaged in a war very soon. They were mentally prepared at the time by that historic speech. The 9-minute speech, yes, it is given here. The 19-minute speech has been recognized by UNESCO as one of the world's most important documentary heritages. Can you imagine? UNESCO, that is UNESCO, United Nations, the organization, a part of United Nations, they have recognized, they have acknowledged this 19-minute speech as one of the world's most important documentary heritages. Most important documentary ঐতিহ্য হিসাবে, পৃথিবীর অন্যতম একটা দার্লিক ঐতিহ্য হিসাবে এই 19 মিনিট বক্তব্যকে ইউনেস্কো স্বীকৃতি দিয়েছে। What a pride it is for us. UNESCO added the speech to the memory of the World Register. Please, you should underline this sentence. You might have question on this. UNESCO added this speech to the memory of the World Register, where they add this as a documented heritage on 30 October 2017. Mark this sentence as well, giving it a legendary status, giving it an honorable status. So now the 7 March speech is not only ours, it is now celebrated the people around the world. It has become a part of history. It has become a part of the whole world now. That means it was added the speech was added to the memory of the world register. Now it is a memory of the world, the whole world. That means the people of the whole world will remember this speech, will listen to this speech with pride, with honor. As a documented heritage on 13th October 2017, also underline this sentence, giving it a legendary, famous status or an honorable status. Irina Bokova, Director General of UNESCO, announced the decision at its headquarters in Paris. Irina Bokova, we can see her in the picture. She is the Director General of UNESCO, and she proclaimed or declared or announced the decision that from now on, the 19-minute speech of Bangladesh Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is a part of the memory of the World Register, and she has declared this in the headquarters of UNESCO in Paris. UNESCO official website says, UNESCO that have the official website, that that website says that the speech effectively declared the independence of Bangladesh. That just 1 minute before I have said. Actually, 7 March speech is the declaration of independence. That means after this speech, people are mentally prepared that very soon we have to be engaged in a war. We have to start a war. Did you understand what I am telling? Actually,
Yes, sir.
that very speech, if you listen to I have listened to this speech many times with 100% concentration. That means you will be working with emotion. You will be mentally prepared that whenever you will go to a mental situation that whatever you will be asked, you will do at the time. That speech encourages people in this way. So they also understood this. They have heard the English translation, and they are telling that the speech effectively, successfully declared, announced the independence of Bangladesh. That means you have to fight for independence right from now on. The speech was extempore. What does the word extempore mean? Just you are in the very first place you have written this extempore. Very good, thank you. Extempore. That means without prior preparation. Without prior preparation, without any previous preparation. Can you imagine? Can any leader at the present time can deliver such kind of speech? I don't think so. It's not possible that any leader without any preparation, extempore, and there was no written script as well. Look at him. Look at him. Now at this moment, if you look at the political leaders of our country, maximum of them read the speech by seeing. They read out. They have a speech.
Yes,
and they falter. They can't speak fluently. So he's the leader. Why he's so great? Why million people in 1971? Can you imagine? 50 years back, million people came to listen to his speech. And look at the assembly. Look at that. They are sitting without any sound. That means they are over. They are no speechless. They are so attentively they are listening. The speech was extempore and there was no written script. These lines are written in color. That means very important lines. He started his speech with these words. What are the words? Today, I appear before you with a heavy heart. You know everything and understand as well. We tried with our lives. Today, the people of Bengal want freedom. The people of Bengal want to survive. And the people of Bengal want to have their rights. So vocal. Actually, these words are coming from his heart, from the depth of his heart. Actually, he has understood the pain of the people. That means his heart is bleeding. Look at the words, though they are English, you can understand the meaning clearly. They are the translation of Bengali speech. Today I appear before you. আমি তোমাদের সামনে উপস্থিত হয়েছি. Actually, he addressed them as তুমি না আপনি.
Sir, আপনি.
আপনি.
Sir, আপনি.
Sir, তুমি, sir.
আপনি.
Sir, regard them very dearly, sir.
তোমরা বক্তব্যটা শোনো নাই? তুমি না আপনি.
Sir, তুমি.
You are. ইংলিশে ইউ বলে আপনি তুমি. তুমি বলে সম্বোধন করে নাই? তোমাদের যার আছে তা নিয়ে প্রস্তুত হও।
Yes, sir, তুমি বলে সম্বোধন করেছো।
তুমি। তোমার বাবা তোমাকে কি বলে? তুমি বলে না আপনি বলে?
Sir, তুমি।
তুমি বলে। তুমি কাকে বলা যায় তুমি? যে সবচেয়ে
যখন সে অনেক ডিয়ার
তাকে তুমি বলা যায়। সে কিন্তু দেশের মানুষকে আমি তার একটা তোমরা ইউ ক্যান লিসেন হিজ অ্যানাদার লেকচার। বিশ্বর সময় তিনি তুমি বলেই সম্বোধন করেছেন। কুমিল্লা ক্যাডেটে যখন ক্যাডেট ফার্স্ট কমিশন হি ওয়াজ দেয়ার। তুমি তোমাদেরকে আমি আদেশ দিচ্ছি জাতির পিতা হয়ে তুমি, তিনি কখনো বঙ্গবন্ধু কখনো আপনি বলে আমার মনে হয় সম্বোধন আমি শুনিনি। এই তুমিটা কখন আসে? যখন তার অভিভাবক গার্ডিয়ানশিপ, দ্যাট হাউ ডিয়ারলি হি লাভ হিজ ফেলো ম্যান, হিজ কান্ট্রিম্যান, মানে একটা যেখানে একটা মানে ভালোবাসা কাজ করে অনেক বেশি ভালো। সবাই কিন্তু তুমি বলতে পারে না, তাই না? আমি একটা অপরিচিত মানুষ যে আমার কাছে, তাকে কি আমি তুমি বলতে পারবো? নো।
Yes,
তুমি
sir.
শব্দটা কিন্তু অনেক কাছের একটা শব্দ, সবাইকে বলা যায় না। Today I appear before you with a heavy heart. আমি আজকে অনেক ভারাক্রান্ত হৃদয় নিয়ে উপস্থিত হয়েছি। You know everything, তোমরা সবকিছু জানো, and understand as well, এবং বুঝো। We tried with our lives, আমরা আমাদের জীবন দিয়ে চেষ্টা করেছি। Today the people of Bengal want freedom, বাঙালিরা আজকে স্বাধীনতা চায়। The people of Bengal want to survive, তারা বেঁচে থাকতে চায়। And the people of Bengal want to have their rights, তাদের অধিকার চায়। তারা আর শোষিত নির্যাতিত হতে চায় না। So
China.
these words were coming from the depth of his heart and were echoing at the ear of each and every listener, and they are mentally prepared that yes, you have to fight for the independence soon. 7ই মার্চের ভাষণ বহুমাত্রিক বিশ্লেষণ, অ্যাকচুয়ালি here is it actually the lesson is not so big. We have completed the text. But there is something more. The translation, that the speech, there are that means expression of the speech by different intellectual persons. You can read this. Actually, I am recording the class. You can read them later. Very important. You can get some important informations regarding this speech. আড়াই হাজার বছরের বিশ্ব ইতিহাসের সবচেয়ে বেশি প্রভাব বিস্তারকারী 41 জন সামরিক জাতিবীরের বিখ্যাত ভাষণে ব্রিটিশ ইতিহাসবিদ জ্যাকব এফ ফিল্ড, "We shall fight on the beaches, the speeches that inspired history" শিরোনামে একটি গ্রন্থ সংগ্রহ করেন, যা 2013 সালে লন্ডন থেকে প্রকাশিত হয়। এই গ্রন্থে অন্যদের মধ্যে আলেকজান্ডার দ্য গ্রেট, জুলিয়াস সিজার, অলিভার ক্রমওয়েল, নেপোলিয়ন বোনাপার্ট, জর্জ ওয়াশিংটন, জোসেফ গ্যারিবল্ডি, আব্রাহাম লিঙ্কন, ভ্লাদিমির লেনিন, উইনস্টন চার্চিল, দেন উইন্ড্রো উইলসন, ফ্রাঙ্কলিন রুজভেল্ট, চার্লস দ্য গল, মাও সেতুং, হো চি মিন প্রমুখ নেতার বিখ্যাত ভাষণের পাশাপাশি স্বাধীন বাংলাদেশের স্থপতি বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমানের 7ই মার্চের ভাষণ অন্তর্ভুক্ত হয়েছে। ক্যান ইউ ইমাজিন, যাদের নাম এখানে দেওয়া আছে তারা পৃথিবী বিখ্যাত, the most famous people of the world. They are, each and every one are famous in their country and around the world. তোমরা আগের পেজের স্ক্রিনশট নিতে পারো, অনেক সময় তোমাদের বিভিন্ন কাজে লাগবে এগুলো। বঙ্গবন্ধুর 7ই মার্চের ভাষণ ছিল নির্যাতিত একটি জাতির করণীয় নির্দেশনামূলক ভাষণ, যার মাধ্যমে একটা জাতির স্বাধীনতা যুদ্ধে ঝাঁপিয়ে পড়ার জন্য উজ্জীবিত হয়েছিল। 1105টি শব্দের সমন্বয়ে গঠিত ও মাত্র 18 মিনিট, মতান্তরে 19 মিনিটের বঙ্গবন্ধুর এই ভাষণটি ছিল সম্পূর্ণ অলিখিত। এই ভাষণটি ছিল তার বিশ্বাস ও লক্ষ্যের প্রতিফলন। এই ভাষণের একটি উল্লেখযোগ্য দিক হচ্ছে এর কাব্যিকতা, শব্দশৈলী ও বাক্য বিন্যাসে তার হয়ে ওঠে সে গীতিময় ও শ্রবণে চতুর্দিক অনুরমিত। তাই বিখ্যাত নিউজ উইক ম্যাগাজিন 7ই মার্চের ভাষণের জন্যই জাতির পিতা বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমানকে রাজনীতির কবি হিসাবে স্বীকৃতি দেয়। বঙ্গবন্ধুর 7ই মার্চের ভাষণে ইতিহাসের মেঘনা কার্টার বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান 1971 সালের 7ই মার্চ ঢাকার স্পোর্টস ময়দানে বর্তমান শহরের উদ্যান যে ঐতিহাসিক ভাষণ দিয়েছিলেন, সেই ভাষণটি পৃথিবীর সর্বকালের শ্রেষ্ঠ ভাষণগুলোর মধ্যে অন্যতম ভাষণ হিসেবে বিশ্বের বিভিন্ন ঐতিহাসিক দলিলের জায়গা করে নিয়েছে। No one can deny, even his enemies also can't deny. যারা তার শত্রু তারাও এই সত্যকে অস্বীকার করতে পারবে না। ওকে, নাও হ্যাঁ বলো জিতু।
স্যার আমার কিছুক্ষণ আগে কারেন্ট চলে গিয়েছিল, মাত্র আবার জয়েন করেছি।
Very sad. আমরা কোশ্চেন আনসার প্র্যাকটিস করব। Few important lines of the passage focus on. এটা is it related? No, so we'll not read now. First of all, we'll do the fill in the blanks. Do this fill in the blanks in a CW copy. Everybody please write down the answers in a CW copy. It is according to text. Time is 1 minute.
স্যার এগুলা কি করব লিখবো?
Yeah, write
Sir,
down the
done, sir.
answers. Write down the answers.
done.
Read the text. Already one has done. Shubho, have you done? Shubho.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Shubho.
Shubho.
Shubho, have you done? Roll 402.
No, sir.
Is Majuk sleeping or writing? Well, it is his profile picture. Mr. Majuk. Turn every house into a
Fortress.
fortress. Durga. Resist the enemy with everything you have. Since we have learned to
Sacrifice our
sacrifice our lives. যে যুদ্ধ করার আগেই চিন্তা করে যে আমি শহীদ হব, তাকে কি হারানো যায়? যায় না।
No, sir.
Since we have learned to sacrifice our life, যেহেতু আমরা জীবন দিতে শিখেছি, কে আমাদেরকে হারাতে পারে? We shall give more blood, আর রক্ত দিব। We shall free the people of this land. আমরা এই দেশের মানুষকে মুক্ত করে ছাড়ব। The struggle this time is for
Independent.
Freedom.
independence. No, there is a table. There is a table. The struggle this time is for
Freedom.
freedom. Joy Allah. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, March 7, 1971. Now write down the answer of these three questions. This is also according to text. Please, everybody write down. The first question, what type of speech? Then there are 5 questions. First, write down these 3 questions. Then we'll write down the other 2 questions. I'll show you the answers. The answers are here.
Sir, done.
What type of speech did Bangabandhu deliver on 7 March 1971? Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman delivered
বঙ্গবন্ধু delivered the most iconic speech and
Iconic speech.
iconic speech at the Racecourse Maidan on 7 March 1971. Match the answer. Yes, your answer is correct, Safina Ahmed. Why do you think the speech is significant in the history of Bangladesh? I
So
think
Bangabandhu actually
the answer might vary. Okay, one is given here. I think the speech is significant in the history of Bangladesh because it was a speech that encouraged freedom-seeking Bengalis to prepare for the liberation war. This is the most relevant answer. You can copy this. What is the meaning
Yes,
of the word iconic in this passage?
so legendary.
Iconic means well-known, admired,
most famous.
representative of its time. Or most famous, you can write down legendary. Okay, you can take a screenshot of these answers. I am giving you now the rest of the 2 questions. Okay, write down these 2 now, but we have very less time. Okay, let's see the answers. In which category did UNESCO recognize Bangabandhu's 7 March speech? UNESCO added the speech to the memory of the World Register as a documentary heritage on 30 October 2017, giving it a legendary status. What is special in this speech? The speech effectively declared the independence of Bangladesh, so it is special. Very important, very nice answer. Effectively declared, according to the survey observation of the UNESCO, effectively declared the independence of Bangladesh, so it is special. It can be the most meaningful answer of this question. Okay. today up to this.
Sir, ask